Hello there. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Christina Spears. I'm a special educator in Wake County Public School System, and I am enjoying yet another snow day of 2018. So that means an hashtag NC Snow Chat is happening. And when I promoted a snow chat a couple weeks ago, I had a lot of you ask, how do I do a Twitter chat? How do I get involved on Twitter? Christina, you're always on Twitter. Help me out. So here I am to help you out. So I wanted to just do some quick tips and tricks on how to use Twitter as a professional learning network and how to use Twitter as a learning space as an educator. So first I want to draw your attention to my Twitter page. This is my profile page when you search me up on Twitter at cspearsedu. As you can see, I have a profile picture. I have a really quick bio of things that I do, sort of who I am, what I believe in my bio. So if you're new to Twitter and you're just starting up, I highly encourage you to get a profile pic. Do not have an egg. People want to know what you look like in hopes that you will be able to connect face to face after connecting on Twitter. And you definitely want to include this bio information because that's what people look at when they come to your Twitter page to decide, is this someone I want to follow or engage with on Twitter. So this is what Twitter looks like when you're on twitter.com, right? You have who you're following, your followers. I tend to like things that I want to go back to, or when someone responds to me and they say something awesome, I want to like that and acknowledge them, right? So NC Snow Chat is going to happen in about 5 minutes. But the thing about chats on Twitter is they're really hard to follow. See how I have some saved searches for some Twitter chat. So I'm going to search for NC Snow Chat and it pops up, and that's a little pound sign. It's called a hashtag. When you click on a hashtag, it takes you to all of the tweets and mentions and people who have mentioned that hashtag. It's kind of like a Google search for lack of a better comparison. So for NC Snow Chat, you can also save searches, so I can come back to this search later and it'll show up in my search bar. So as you can see, Snow Chat's happening here soon. And if you click latest up here at the top, you'll see the latest tweets with the hashtag NC Snow Chat. You can see all the people tweeting. When the chat starts in a few minutes, this thread is going to get really crazy because hundreds of people across the state are going to be tweeting using this hashtag. Right? So it's going to be hard to follow. So one thing I suggest is using TweetDeck. You type in tweetdeck.com or tweetdeck.twitter.com to engage a little bit better on a chat. So again, I'm going to search for NC Snow Chat. And it pops up a column. See how I have a column? That's my feed. That's the feed that I would normally see on my Twitter here, on my Twitter homepage, where all the people I follow, their tweets show up here. Same thing in TweetDeck. Just, I can see my notifications as well. Whereas on Twitter, I can have to see the homepage. Then I have to click notifications to see who's tweeting at me or mentioning me or retweeting my tweets, liking my tweets. Right? But I can see both of those things in TweetDeck. So that makes it really easy because I don't have to click back and forth, back and forth. When I search that NC Snow Chat, now I can see my Snow Chat column and everyone who's tweeting there. One more column that I want to add in TweetDeck is our moderator. Today, our moderator is Stephanie from Vance County. I've moderated a couple NC Snow Chats, but the awesome thing about Twitter is you can connect with people through this platform for professional learning and things like that. So I'm going to add a column for Stephanie, who's our moderator. Moderators in Twitter chats are the people who ask the questions. So usually during a chat, there's several questions that all the participants are going to answer. Stephanie's going to be the person asking those questions, so I want to be sure that I can see Stephanie's tweets. And you can see Stephanie's already tweeting and promoting Snow Chat. She's retweeting things. Kyle Hamstra is tweeting in the NC Snow Chat hashtag. I have some mentions of people who have retweeted things that I have tweeted about NC Snow Chat. So I'm going to be able to follow this chat from TweetDeck. So one thing I encourage you to do if you're new to Twitter, you want to engage, I really encourage you to use TweetDeck. So add those columns on TweetDeck. You can add as many columns as you like and scroll left to right to keep up with them versus being on the Twitter homepage where you have to click on multiple pages to see what's going on in the chat. So when NC Snow Chat starts here in a couple minutes, I will show you how to tweet, how to make sure you're engaging in the chat. So until then, I want to show you some of my favorite Twitter chats. You kind of got a peep of those when I did my search, and you can see my saved searches here. I'm just going to shout out a couple that I really love right now and I'm really connecting on with other educators, not only in the state, but across the nation and even in the world, because Twitter is all over the world. One of my favorites is Educolor. As you can see in my profile pic, I rock Educolor. It is a collective of educators of color working towards social justice and equity in education, and great way to connect if you're interested in equity, social justice, and things like that as far as education. Students of color, teachers of color talk a lot about marginalized groups and what we can do in our own practice and pedagogy to really be anti-racist teachers and implement anti-racist pedagogy in our classroom. So Educolor is a great one to join. If you are a Wake County teacher, an easy way to join a Twitter chat is WCPSS chat. That happens every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. Sometimes it changes. You just have to stay on top of their profile to see when that's coming. The next Twitter chat is going to be January 24th, so look out for that. Another great one is Clear the Air. My sis Val Brown is always getting us involved in deep discussions around race, equity, social justice, all of these awesome things that we don't necessarily want to talk about in our small circles at our schools with our families, but we have to clear the air. These are things we have to talk about, and Val Brown does a great job of engaging us in those conversations. And the last one I want to draw your attention to is ESET2NC. ESET stands for Elevating and Celebrating Exceptional Teachers in Teaching in North Carolina. I went to this conference back in October, and it's wonderful place to be and wonderful people to connect with in order to feel elevated and celebrated as a teacher. It's just a great way to connect with other teachers who love this profession and want to elevate this profession to where we know it should be. So those are some great chats for you to join. If you're an English teacher, there are English chats. Elementary teachers, there are elementary chats. Special ed people, there are special ed chats. There are chats out there for you and people for you to connect with. It is now time for NC Snow Chat to start. So I want you to see NC Snow Chat is happening. Our moderator, Stephanie, said, welcome to NC Snow Chat. Usually the first thing we do in a chat is introduce ourselves. So Stephanie says, welcome, introduce yourself with your name, school, position, and use a GIF. Oh my gosh, yes, we can use a GIF. GIFs are my favorite. Those are those little moving pictures. I'm going to have to tweet a GIF from my phone, but first I want to introduce myself. Start a new tweet. And there, WCPSS has so many things, sometimes they're hard to find. Special education teacher in Wake County. And excited to join today. And remember, always include that hashtag. Otherwise, the people in the chat aren't going to be able to see my tweet. Maybe the people who follow me will see it, but I want everyone who's engaged in this hashtag to see my tweet. So I click tweet. I don't have a picture. All of my GIFs are on my phone. That's another thing. It's really hard to follow Twitter chats from your phone because you can only see one page or pane of Twitter at a time. And I want to be able to see my notifications so I can engage with people who are talking to me. I want to see the NC Snow Chat or the hashtag notifications so I can see everyone that's involved. And I also want to see the moderator who is asking the questions and really engaging the participants of the chat. So we'll welcome people. I'll go in and say, see all these people tweeting, and TweetDeck does a really good job of uploading or refreshing, I guess is a better word. So I'm going to reply to Terrence, my good friend Terrence, who I'm working with on some equity work in Wake County. Say, hey, Terrence, good to see you again. Or snow day. And even when I respond to Terrence, I'm going to include the hashtag so people can see our responses. This really isn't so important on the introductions, but when we're answering questions, you definitely want to include those hashtags even when you're replying to people, so other people can see what you're saying, can connect with you, can learn and grow with you, because that is really the point of a chat. Twitter has been so incredible as a learning platform and a connecting platform. I met many people who I'm now great friends with, who are great mentors to me, first on Twitter. I do not know all of the people I know because of the circles I run in. I know the people that I know because of Twitter, and it has been a really powerful resource. So I encourage all of you to participate. I'm going to blast this out on Twitter, of course, but I'm going to put it on Facebook and some other places. Feel free to share. Encourage people to use Twitter as a networking and professional learning opportunity. If you have any questions, follow me on Twitter at cspears.edu. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you on the next Twitter